How am I? I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good, man. Thanks, dude. There we go. Now it's working.
That's dope.
Sick. All right, let's start it off. Cool. This is never on the right place. Go to the right place, please. Oh, come on. Bum, 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 bum. What is up, Sensation?
Yeah, as I was saying, just don't worry about it. That was just to fill the gap for now. I'll do something more Dr. Gold oriented.
Oh yeah. If you get me like some gold some gold art, I like this. I mean, it's pretty. I like the idea of an opening screen because it kind of we don't really get our peak viewership anyways until we're at like what is it, like a half hour, 45 minutes in. So if I had like you're right, if we had like a 10-minute like trailer beforehand, it probably would like help funnel people in.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. What's up,
It doesn't
Shaq?
help me, but it might help you.
It doesn't help me. Well, it might help us all. What's up, dude? How's the new season of Fortnite? I meant to play it this weekend, and then I got super busy, so I haven't played any, unfortunately.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting to play. You know.
I know. I wanted to do. Well, I pinged the students on Saturday. I was like, "Yo, do you guys want to do a tournament?" And then like Taco Cat was like, "Oh, I got like practice or something," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And it was kind of late notice, and I was like, "Yeah." But I heard it's a throwback to season 2, right? It's like the OG Fortnite.
It's a remix. Like it is, and it's not.
I heard the pump is back. The pump shotgun's back, right?
Well, it wasn't really gone.
It was never gone. So. Yeah.
No.
I just Fort shite. Yeah. Well, Sensation. They don't have non-binary characters in Fortnite yet, do they? You can't protest it yet.
It's not me that's protesting it. I don't give a shit either way. It's just like,
yeah.
You mentally ill, go away. That's as far as I would take it. Yeah.
I say let people do whatever the fuck they want. I don't give a fuck. You know, as long as I'm not getting like forced upon it. Speaking of, I mean the election is tomorrow. Half the country is about to really hate themselves. Which half will it be? We do not know. We really don't.
1/3.
It is 1/3. You think 1/3 that? Oh, because what? Oh, because only 2/3 vote. Is that what you're saying?
1/3's voting for Kamala Harris.
You think so? I think it's 50-50, man.
67.9% now. Donald Trump has.
Well, okay. Look, let's look at Polymarket. Let's look at Polymarket, for instance. Let's look at it.
Indeed.
Polymarket has it 60-40. She made a lot of ground up here, dude. It was almost 50-50. Look, it's 45-55. I think a couple hours ago, honestly. No, maybe it was yesterday. Yeah, no, here it was. Yeah, 55-45 at 9 o'clock this morning. Again, and this is Polymarket. For those that are wondering, this is a betting market, and also it's a betting market with crypto, which is already kind of biased, because if I think about who's most likely to vote for Trump, it would probably be the crypto tech bros. I don't think most liberal, woke, whatever people are going to use crypto to bet on this is inherently kind of illegal. You're not allowed to bet on elections, but because it's crypto, it's like not really regulated. But yeah, it's kind of interesting because he was crushing it like a week ago. Look at he was up to I want to say almost 70-30 at some points. Yeah. Predict it. I don't think you're allowed to bet on elections on Predict It though. Are you? Oh, maybe.
That's kind of interesting. We can bet on elections.
See here, according to Predict It, Kamala is up. Yeah. Interesting. You can? Well, see, here's the interesting. I have arguments for why you should not be able to bet on elections. Because then there's like a monetary incentive to like taking somebody out. Imagine you, I don't know, put like a $10 million bet on one of these candidates, and then you're like, okay, now I need someone to drop out. So maybe you go through some nefarious, methods to get someone to not, make it, I guess. I don't know. Could happen, right? Shaq, are you old enough to vote? Are you 18, dude?
No.
Fuck, dude, really? No? Anyone in my stream 18? Anyone vote yet?
Real shit. I wouldn't vote either way. In my opinion,
you should vote.
I'm gonna lead a country.
I'm gonna lead a country. I'm gonna leave the country. No, you should vote. You should definitely vote. I agree with Jeff when he says vote early, vote often. Yeah, but don't vote more than once. That's illegal. Jeff says I'm 18. I'm intentionally not voting. Okay. Well, all right. Let me try to like persuade you otherwise. Okay. I agree.
Don't listen to him.
I agree that both candidates are not desirable. You know, for many reasons, Trump is not the most upstanding citizen, and for other reasons, Kamala, to me, seems like she was kind of just picked out of nowhere. Doesn't seem like anyone really got to choose. So I get it. I'm kind of in a lot of the same camp of many Americans where we don't like either candidate, and we feel like both parties are failing their ability to choose someone for us. I agree. Like, it's my main argument against all this. However, there are a lot of other things on the ballot that are still up for grabs that affect you, like, locally, and you should make decisions on these. For instance, on the California ballot, so when you go in to vote for president, the California ballot also has what do you want to do with minimum wage? And, you know, that's something you can have a very strong opinion in, you know, one way or another, but that gets decided by you. So you should vote for that at least. I think there's another one that says it's something about codifying whether like gays are allowed to marry, and I'm just like, cool, yeah, whatever, let them have it. I don't give a fuck. But there are a lot of important decisions that are still being made as other parts of voting, and you should definitely at least participate for that. Yeah, you guys are big on propositions. Most other states aren't. Okay, I agree. If there aren't like any props, then yeah, I get. I prefer to say both candidates have positive and negatives. They do. Yeah, they do. But why bother? Okay, interesting. Yeah. No, you should. So this is what's called, I know most people say like a third party is not valid. Like, why would you even vote for a third party? If enough people do that, though, the other two parties will get the hint that maybe they should start running candidates that the people actually want. If you just sit out, then they don't know what you actually want. So, if enough, and also there are some stats. I think if enough people, if a third party candidate gets 5% of the vote, I think they get access to more money. I want to say if third party candidate gets 5%.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie.
What's up?
I should run for president.
You're too young.
I'd be the best president ever. You know why? Money, like all those different currencies, is not gonna matter. You know why? We only run on one currency. V-Bucks.
V-Bucks. There we go. Oh my God, you kids.
Save the world is your job, bro.
Save the world is your job. I mean, yes. So yes, I agree. People should like more younger people should get involved in politics. Because right now you're letting a bunch of old people just run your life. And if you want decisions to actually like go in your favor, you have to like step up and do stuff. Voting is part of that. Voting is taking action. That's like the first step. It's like the most basic step you can do. And you get invited to the debates. The debates, I think, is at 10%. I think it's 10 or 15% you get invited to the debates. But yes, if a third-party candidate gets at least 5%, they get access to this presidential fund, which means they get free money. Well, not free money. It's our money. But they get money to help run their campaigns. So if you do strongly believe in a third candidate, you should go vote for them. I know it'll seem like your vote is wasted because there's no chance of them winning, but it's at least shifting things in the right direction. So go vote. They make it. Oh, what's up, Ramton? Good to see you, dude. I was just talking. Our election is tomorrow, so there's like a lot of craziness going on.
Yeah. I saw you talking about it. I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. What does Canada think about our elections?
Canada.
It's
Ramton's from Canada.
It's kind of like indirectly affects Canada. And
sure.
The thing is, like, even if it's not like directly affects Canada, like the result of it, culturally does affect
sure.
Canada. Like, for example, like, let's say, like, during the past few years, one of the biggest issues in Canada is that crime rate is like just through the roof. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, like, typically, when you have that sort of issue, there's the two parties that people are like discussing this is like the liberals tend to be more lenient, that they want to fix the issue from the source. It's like, okay, we want to like provide people with like better mental health or better facilities, and it's like a little bit more forgiving and everything.
Sure.
But then when that doesn't seem to help, right, especially if you have like a more of a liberal government, then the conservatives are just like, oh, you're just letting all these criminals run free.
Sure, like the smash and grab laws. I think in California we have a rule: if it's under $950, they can't prosecute you.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if you saw in one of the stores, and I think it's CVS or something.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
US. They priced everything at $951.
And then they then they put a discount when you come up to the counter.
Yeah, when you go to the thing.
Yeah.
So anything you steal would be considered over that amount.
A felony. Yeah, that's the thing. If it's under 900 in California, it seems like a ridiculous law. But if you steal anything and it's under $950, they can't really like come after you for it. It is pretty
I mean,
dumb.
that's not the big issue in Canada. Like one of the biggest issues right now is like home invasions and car thefts.
What? Home invasion?
Yeah. Home invasion. People break into people's houses.
Ew.
And essentially, like the biggest reason is like they break into houses and they start to loot around. And typically they take the car keys. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking about. But go on.
And then they typically break into the house to steal the car keys. But there has been sometimes that people felt like threatened because these people are typically armed as well, right?
Sure.
And essentially a lot of people are having an issue. Like, for example, the police was like, oh, leave your car keys like close to the door or something so that they don't come rummaging through like your bedroom or something, right? Canada doesn't have like stand your ground laws.
You can't shoot
like
someone
US.
If they like invade your house.
If you injure them, you would go to jail more than they would go to jail.
That's so dumb. That's so dumb.
So that's the thing. Even if as a person that like I tend to be like think that we have to always tackle issues from the source.
Sure.
I also believe in boundaries.
Yes.
Like I am forgiving as long as, and I also think that there is a level of crime. Like for example, theft. I understand that in certain like U.S. states, like theft or certain crimes related to cars, they're heavily punished.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can be more lenient with those. But when it comes to a matter of like safety, right? It almost seems as if the criminal safety somehow trumps the safety.
Yeah, it's
of
prioritized over the
people
who are getting violated and like stolen from. Yeah.
So essentially, and there was a huge ban on guns and everything that happened like a few years ago, and there was a tweet from Justin Trudeau, which is the
Trudeau. We have all sorts of opinions about Trudeau.
Yeah. So when he put the ban on all of the legal firearms like a few years ago, and he tweeted about like, oh, it's 2 years ago or whatever, we like marked the first time where we have banned like guns in Canada. And it's bad because literally the police, the officials, the CPA or CPP or something like that, they did a response to his tweet, and they said like your ban did nothing. All you did was take in legal firearms from the law-abiding citizens,
right?
Because all of the guns and all of these criminals are using illegal guns, and it makes sense, right? Because nobody's doing home invasions with a registered firearm.
Yeah, no one's like, oh, let me get my license first before I start breaking into somebody's house. Got to do it by the book.
Exactly. So that's the thing is like the issue of guns kind of goes back to US because all of these people are getting their guns from US, right?
Yeah. Oh,
but then now it just connects that issue is like, okay, if we have a supply, like an insane supply of guns
to
criminals, then what do you do for Canada, right? And it kind of just becomes the thing that, like, if US had better controls on guns, and it's not a matter of gun laws. Like, honestly, like, even though a lot of people talk about like guns and everything like that in US, like guns should be banned. The biggest problem with US is like guns are just there's so much, right?
Oh, I think there's like 4 guns for like every person in the United States. Let me see.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's just there's just too many guns in the US, so it just gets out of control.
There's just a big supply. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so it just kind of puts.
Whoa! There's 120 guns per 100 residents. So the problem here is like you have some people that just own a fuck ton. This is actually this would be a cool. I would love to see the distribution on this, right?
I don't even think it's an issue of people owning, like, if someone wants to own 20 guns, they can own 20 guns.
No, but I'm saying I think this statistic is skewed. I think this statistic, because people here, if you read this statistic, would think that every resident owns 1.2 guns, but that's not the case.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, I also think like maybe it's like it's taking average, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm so against gun, I will never have a gun and all that stuff. But the reality is like a lot of the people who are going through like crimes related to guns in the US, it never comes from sane people, right? Yeah. It's not this dude was like, this is a guy who always keeps his gun in a safe place.
Sure.
He's not walking around like streets of New York with an AR-15 strapped to his back. It's never that guy, right? It's typically, unfortunately, like one of the biggest things I've seen. The 2 major problems in the US, the death counts from US, comes from mass shooting and suicide.
Oh, I didn't know suicide was such a big one.
Yeah, suicide, because here's the thing. It's like in most other countries, most suicides fail. And the reason is because people
don't have an effective way to kill themselves.
Yeah, they don't have an effective way. With US, it's like I have the best effective way. That like it's just 100%.
Yeah, I just eat a shotgun shell and we're fine.
Yeah, and like in honor of the fact that November is Men's Mental Health.
Oh, is it? Wait, we got our own month? Oh my god, dude, what?
Well, no one, there's not as much light shining on it that it should
I agree.
be,
I agree that there is, yeah.
I think like one of the biggest issues people don't talk about is like, I remember I looked at these stats a few years ago, so a lot of these numbers are like might be slightly off. But I remember like about people who, commit, I'm not gonna just say it because it might be on stream and everything.
No, you can say
like
whatever. It's okay.
They want to off themselves or something like that. More than 70% of them do not attempt again. Yeah. And they say that they have
like a come to Jesus moment where they're just like, oh, I shouldn't do that.
Not even like,
well, not actual Jesus. It doesn't have to be religious, but like,
yeah, like they just regret it. And I remember I read, I think it only has like a less than 10% success rate when it comes to like most countries.
Like trying to hang yourself or something.
Yeah, something like that. But in US, that number is 3 times as much higher. Oh, and it's because the number one way people use like an instrument in US is gun. And the thing is like, there's no moment for like regret, because
there's no turning back. You're done. Yeah. You can't be like, oh, I don't actually want to do this.
Yeah, like maybe somebody else takes like some sort of like a pill or something like that.
Yeah, overdose.
To the hospital, they could like somehow get them to recover. Again, as I said, I think it's over 70% of them. Like people say fail, but it could be due to the fact that people regret it halfway through or something, but it's not successful.
Yeah, Low Gravity says that out of all the 100, so they interviewed 400 Golden Gate bridge jumpers, survivors, people who jumped off the bridge to try to kill themselves and they survived, and they all wished they hadn't had done it the second they stepped off.
Yeah.
So what? They just had to get it out of their system. They were just like, "Oh, actually, I don't want to die."
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, like, it does, like, especially after the age of like 40 to 50, one of the biggest risk factors for men is like mental health, because they have burnout through a lot of different elements.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got into it way too much.
No, it's cool. No, I like the tangent.
Just saying, like, essentially, the one of the biggest problems is like gun that like because US is in such close vicinity of Canada.
Yes.
The ideologies start to seep like
sure
some of it will come to Canada, and sometimes it's also like the consequences of some of the things they do. And
I see.
also, so
You're
Canada
tied.
runs
You're tied
the
a lot to our
laws
politics.
So yeah, and Canada runs the laws so wildly different in certain areas.
Yeah.
And like, one of the biggest issues, as I said, is like the crime rate is high, and car thefts are through the roof, and like home invasions.
Mm-hmm.
And now a lot of people are looking to the conservative
party. Well, because they're seeing that,
party,
like, hey, like, and I get it. If you say, hey, man, life has been pretty shit for the last 4 years, you change the quarterback, right? You're just like, because it's not working out. I think that the issue is that how much of that is to blame on the quarterback, and how much is that to just blame on, I don't know, like, COVID has just, like, wrecked us. The economy's just been going to shit, and, social media has just been constantly messing us up,
Yeah, I think the biggest issues is, like, one is the prime minister. Like, I think he typically is like pretty adamant about all of the decisions that he's made them in the right direction.
Okay.
Even if the consequences, and he could have been, like, in retrospect, maybe with the time that he like set some of these things in place, it could have been the right decision at the time. But now it seems that the consequences
was
are
wrong.
Not following through,
and he won't admit that he's wrong.
Yeah, so he doesn't take action. So I think one of the biggest issues is that the Conservative Party is looking so, so much better to a lot of people, is the fact that he's like, oh, I'll come here and I solve these problems, right? But it's also politics, right? I mean, there's a good chance that almost every politician, like, the biggest thing they do is that they take all of the negatives of the previous candidates and they're like, I'll fix those. But we don't know what he's going to mess up or whatever.
Right. But let's just roll the dice, because it's better than like going down the same road.
Yeah, I also had an idea, which was like one of the things I said from, just to bring it back to a little bit of math. Also, so
we love math.
Is
we love
like,
math.
Yeah. So in game theory, there is like this. There's this problem about like what sort of a population wins. So there's this problem about like, I think it's like pigeons and eagles or something like that. I think it's the actual name is something
I'll look it
else.
Up. Pigeons and eagles.
Doves and eagles, or
let's see,
something like that.
It's on research.
Yeah, it's
the
hawk dove model. Yeah. So essentially, the doves are the ones that are cooperative.
Okay.
And hawks are the predators, and they are non-cooperative. So they go after, and they're
the
just,
troublemakers.
Like, hunting. They're troublemakers, and they don't necessarily cooperate with their other kind of their own as well. But doves are the ones that are more cooperative with their own kind. Now, there's a thing called a steady state, or like a steady state, or another name for it is.
Isn't this a differential equations question?
This was a game theory. I think you could do like it's called the Lotka-Volterra model. I think that's the one you're thinking.
Okay.
As well, there's the predator prey model for Lotka-Volterra, but that one also talks. But this one is behavioral, I guess, kind of study. And they were studying this, and they were trying to figure out whether cooperativeness wins or whether hawks or like the predatory behavior wins. And what they found out is actually both are good depending on the majority. So if you have majority cooperative population,
yes,
then the non-cooperative ones end up getting casted out because they don't have majority, so they're a minority. So once they get casted out, they have like no supplies of like food, and nobody wants to cooperate or trade with them, so they end up dying out.
Okay.
But then the opposite is also true. When you have majority predatory behavior, cooperation does not work because you would just get taken advantage.
Exactly. Right? I see. This is the the hawk would always win, so yeah, the doves just get like taken out.
Yeah. So what I realized actually is like there could be some sort of a way to look at politics like this as well. Is that I think if you're trying to have like more forgiving laws, or like when we are talking about like oh, if a crime has happened, how harsh should be on it. And I don't think this is something that maybe I'm not aware of it, but I don't think it exists, is that we have to look at the crime rate as well. If the crime rate is low, it makes sense to be forgiving because you are just now making enemies because somebody made a small mistake and now you're punishing them heavily, right? But if the crime rate is high and you're trying to be forgiving, then you're just letting a lot of things slide. So maybe you need to be more punishing. So I also thought that maybe there is a thing that people need to take into account is that the way we handle crime could also be dependent on how much crime you have.
I see. Yeah, so there's different ways of like dealing with it.
Yeah.
It's interesting. The thing
if you want to be more
the thing you were talking about, right? The penalties and stuff being in place for like stealing stuff up to a certain amount. That's on the ballot in California right now.
Okay. Like the $951.
Yes, they're making it. Okay. So this is on the proposition. So when people say like, "Oh, I don't want to vote," I'm just like, well, there is stuff that affects you that is on the ballot, and one of the things, right, with the crime we talk about is this? It's called Prop 36, I guess here, which would make stealing something under $950 if it's your third time a felony. So no longer are you allowed to just exactly. It makes sense, right? To me, this is like one of these comments.
I'm assuming you've been convicted in the court as well. It's not.
Yeah. It's increased penalties for theft and drug trafficking. So basically, it's like it's the 3-strike rule now, where if you've done it 3 times, now you get a fucking felony for it. And I think this is common sense, and I would vote yes for this. But when I go look at some certain like progressive voting guides, they say no. And I'm confused. Like, what? Why? Let me see. Progressive. Let's look at the argument.
I always like to see like where they're coming from because like one of the biggest things is like I know that certain states have harsher penalties in U.S.
Yes.
And a lot of people like in an ideal world, I would be for it. Let's say, for example, we're talking. I remember I said an example like if you have, let's say, ever, let's say sexually harassed like 3 individuals or something, right? Then you would like get this penalty. I remember I was talking to my friends and he was like, wait, what do you mean 3? Why does it not have to stop at the 1 or 2? And I was like, because there's bias in the laws, right? Do you know how many people are wrongfully convicted of certain things?
Sure, yeah, of course.
Or the degree in which this something happens. So I was saying, like, I think some of these laws, it could come from the fact that people are against it because they are afraid of people being wrongfully convicted for stuff.
Crimes. But then I'm like, are you going to get wrongfully convicted
It's the 3.
It's the 3. It's like if it's 3 times, then you would hope, you start to notice that if there is, like, for instance, systemic racism, which is causing black people to just get locked up, that after you wouldn't get to 3 times. Like, then you'd be like, okay, so there's an issue here.
Like the 3 thing.
Yeah. I mean, so these people say no because they say it's a disastrous, tough on crime legislation that leads to California being mass incarceration, and it doesn't actually do anything. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe like statistically, right, maybe making it a felony still doesn't, I guess, reduce the crime rate. But to me, it just, I don't know, it just makes common sense. Like, bro, like you fuck up 3 times, go to fucking jail.
But I can see the point to it because I think that the angle they're coming at it is that if someone is stealing something they're like $950, they're not doing it to like make money. They're doing it for like necessity, right? Maybe they're like stealing food or like, drugs that they need to like immediately deal with someone who's sick. So I can see that what they're trying to do is like provide like necessities for like somebody in their family or something. And so the $950 was like the benchmark that people were like, okay, now you're just like trying to make.
Well, interesting. They also have a people clause here where they say the punishments elevate if you're doing it with 3 or more people. So if it's organized, there's even more. Because this is a big thing in California. You now have like these gangs of kids going to 7-Eleven, smashing and grabbing shit and just running out. And you're like, okay.
I can definitely see that there is no good way of justifying that one. Because I think once you start to gang up, like...
Yeah, it's like now this is no longer necessity. Crime. This is organized crime, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think maybe that's like an easier thing. See that there's no justification, because if you're trying to, again, so-called steal necessity, why do you need to like show up with like 6
Yeah, why did you
people?
show up with your homeboys?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's too funny. Oh man.
but it's a tough thing to also just find that balance, right? Because again, you could be, somebody stole like 3 chocolate bars and now they are in state penitentiary because they stole 3 times.
Right.
And then if you don't do it, you might have someone just stealing $900 every day, getting away. So it could also be like, it's a 2 sides of a coin that.
Yeah, there's a lot. Again, I voted yes for this one, and this is where like I like it because there are so many. I don't know if you have this, but in the U.S., whenever these propositions come out, there is so much weird fucking jargon in how they write them that you don't know which side is correct. And they even do a thing where they have here's an argument for, here's an argument against, here's the rebuttal to each, and like you can go read through it. And it's still like kind of so I tend to try to find someone who I think represents what my views are and who has done the research and then look at what their opinion is on it. I agree with this person mostly, but I disagree with this person on this one. Do they what?
Do they typically say like which party or which political party is
who's funding it? Oh, 100%. Yeah. They say
really
who is donating all the
out.
money. Well, they say who is donating all the money for this proposition. So, for instance, there's a big one in California called Prop 33, which is very confusing because it's just plastered all over the news as like Prop 33 is bad, Prop 33 is good. Essentially what it does is it allows local governments to now take over rules for rent control, whereas it used to only be the state could mandate rent control. And you look at it and you're confused because they're like, oh, it would destroy housing prices. Oh, it would raise rent or like blah, blah, blah. And you're like, what's right? Then I just look at who's funding which side. And it's like the California Landlord Association is heavily funding the no. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go vote yes. Because if the landlords are dumping money into it, they're not voting in the favor of me as a renter. I know what they're doing.
That's true, yeah.
Right?
I can see if they are saying who's funding it. I guess that could be a way also. But I also think that one of the issues is like when people see like a proposition coming forward, they don't actually take into account like what it says. If they're like, oh, this is like a Republican bringing this forward, I'm going to vote for it. Or if this is a Democrat, I'm going to vote for it. And they don't actually understand it. And like they actually did a study that they took like a bunch of Democrats and Republicans and they went and they told them like, oh, these are some like, there were some lenient and more strict laws. Right. And about 90% of the Republicans were in favor of being strict, and 90% of Democrats were in favor of being lenient, which made sense. Right. But what was interesting is that they did another. So this was the control group. The other groups was that they told them the lenient ones are actually Republicans, and they completely flipped. So.
They're just voting based on like, is it team blue or team red? I hate this. I think it's so wrong.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Is like if you actually leave it be, things will fall into place approximately how it should. But the thing is, the moment someone sees that their party supports some sort of an ideology, even if they would have been against it, they will now go for it.
Yeah, because they just be like, oh, this is my team, and I think this is what is so wrong in politics because it's called groupthink at this point because nobody's actually taking the time to look into what the issues are. They're just like, oh, I just vote for the blue team, and then because I've seen it especially in the last four years is that I'm a pretty liberal person. I've always voted Democrat. But I've started noticing that the Democrats are getting a little bit like sneakier with like putting shit in that like I don't agree with. But because they have other big issues like, oh, do you like abortion? You have to vote for us. That they're able to become they're able to get more of their own agenda stuff that I don't agree with.
There's like guilting and shaming.
It's guilting, exactly. Right. Yeah. It's and I don't like that. I had like a pretty heated discussion with my mother where I was expressing like my grievances with the Democratic Party. Why I don't really like Kamala as a candidate. I'm not really sure I'm going to vote for her. And it basically became into a hysterical emotional argument of, well, if you're not going to vote for her, then you want to see your sisters get raped and like not get abortions. And I was like, whoa. Like that's a very quick like tangent down. And I don't like that. That's fear-based voting. I don't know. I think I'm mad. I'm mad the Democrats they're playing dirty like that.
You're also stuck between two candidates you don't want to vote for.
Yeah, which is
so you gotta vote for the one that sucks less.
Yeah.
Oh no,
so,
it sucks.
Because Trump is also out of his mind.
He is. No, but I can't in any part of my sanity vote for Trump. He's an absolute fucking asshat. He has not a very good track record with everything else, business-wise, whatnot. Like, I know who that man is, but I'm mad that the Democrats have like taken advantage of the fact that he is so polarizing to run an establishment candidate that they want that we don't. And I feel like there needs to be some pushback to that. And
I that's exactly, I agree with that. Like Kamala just stepped in because she was
anointed.
Like
she was the vice president.
Go through the...
She didn't even get to the primaries in 2020. She gave up in December because she ran out of funding because she could not get any support. She couldn't get any votes. And what happened was that Biden, when he became one of his promises as becoming president, was that I will nominate a female person of color as my VP, which I have so many like grievances with that. Because I don't know, you're just picking someone not even because they're qualified for the job, just to like fulfill some fucking virtue signaling, like woke agenda thing. I get it's like, oh, diversity, whatever, but like no one wanted this person, you know? I
think the problem is like the choice. Cause like, I mean, even if you want to like, you know, even if he wants to appoint like a person of color who's female, you still got a lot of people to go to, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the bias is...
I would have taken, like, Stacey Abrams or something. You know, if we needed, like, black person of color, I'd be like, I want someone who's actually on the ground, actually trying to, like, change things. And Stacey Abrams did a lot of fucking great shit for Georgia. You should have, like at least put her name in the hat. Like, Kamala's... I also get so mad at this. I swear, we'll do math and science stuff in a second. But, like, it's the election week. Like, everyone said that, like, for the next couple days, you're allowed to just drink beer at 10 a.m. Doesn't fucking matter. Like, everyone's on tilt right now. But Kamala is another repeated trend of the DNC running candidates that are not likable. And I don't get this. They need to understand that the presidential election is a popularity contest. It's who's the popular kid at school. We're not so concerned with track record on getting things done. I'm sorry, that's Americans don't vote like that. Americans vote for who looks the best, who seems like they're fighting for them, and also who is relatable, which Kamala is absolutely terrible at being relatable. She's a politician.
She tries
to
be.
She tries.
But she just misses every time.
She does. And maybe it's not her fault, but like, yeah, I agree. Go on.
But I actually do agree with what you said as well about like, this is a popularity contest. It's not about getting stuff done. Which I remember, like, one time was, like, again, I was also ranting a little bit. Obviously, like, when it comes to actual implementations of these, there's nuance. But what I was saying is, like, I think one of the things I was like, again, this is speaking a little over the top, but I was like, I feel like presidents and politicians should just come from STEM program, right?
It should come from science. Let's bring the scientists back.
Not even science, math, engineering. And the reason I was saying that, I was like, because if you are working in those fields, one is like you develop some sort of critical thinking that you need to have. And the other thing is like you have the potential to work on tangible projects that you actually get to deliver. Right. And I was saying that like every candidate should come from like, the first thing is, have you worked on a major project and finished on time and properly? Right? Yeah. Again, that being loosely, because that never happens. But like, so I think the biggest problems with politicians is like people just start in politics.
Yeah.
And like you have like no idea how to do anything.
No other skills. Yeah,
The
you just
only
learn
thing
how to
you're just-
schmooze and campaign and deal with
Yeah.
donors. Yeah.
Exactly. Like that's why I'm like, okay, if US is gonna pick out dinosaurs as their, US candidates, like nobody's under the age of like 80 at this point. Like everybody's
Right.
just like
Kamala's
you
at
know,
least
you-
young. Kamala's younger. Kamala, I
Yeah.
think, is like 60 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but Obama was like the youngest when he was like 40.
And he was great. Obama was
And
a
he
great
was-
candidate. Awesome candidate. I love that was the first time the DNC got something right with like running a candidate. Unfortunately, as
Yeah.
president, he didn't have the balls to like just ram stuff through. So nothing really got done.
Yeah, but I think that's
60.
the thing is like they should, if you're bringing people like it's not people in politics that are made mostly 30 or 40 something year olds anyways. So why don't you just bring out someone who's done 15 years of actual like experience to something that matters, and then they are switching into politics, and then you be like, okay, you are a candidate.
Yeah, it's like the physics
Know
students
how to
going to
get stuff
pre-med.
done.
Yeah, like physics applying for med school. Ooh, fresh ideas. This guy hasn't been just memorizing the same fucking cell
Exactly.
structure.
And then at that point, you can make it a popularity contest because you already know that that as a prerequisite, they've met the criteria of like they can get stuff done.
Yeah.
Right. So I do think that as a leader, sometimes they have to be relatable and likable because I mean you're running a country, right? You have to be relatable.
you're the
otherwise-
quarterback. You're the figurehead. I think a lot of times people see this and they're like, "Who do I want representing my team?" Like that's
Yeah.
what they are.
And you want them to do a good job once they do. So
Yes. Which as much as I hate Trump, I will say that during his presidency, he at least did get things done. They were maybe not things that I wanted to get done, but he got things done. A lot of it was executive orders and like questionably legal. But as much as I would love to knock the man, he at least like things happened. Whereas I feel like people nowadays don't really see many things changing, and that's frustrating because when things are bad, you'd rather something happen than nothing happen, even if it's the possibility of it being an even worse thing happening. They're just like, I need change. I need something to change.
Yeah. I know a lot of people talk about like he definitely did a lot of good things for the economy, but I think you also have to take into account external factors. Like a lot of other places in the world as well were thriving.
Yeah, and then
So,
he's
like-
maybe riding off the benefit of Obama, right?
Yeah.
And then you say that like, oh, Biden inherited a terrible economy because of COVID and Trump. I know, there's always those
Yeah.
arguments. It's the delay,
Yeah, it's-
right? It's the
I
guy
mean,
before you
there-
set it up.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely think you can still judge people on their performance,
Sure.
but I think to give them full credit is like where it might be a little bit biased. Like, okay, he like took like a control of a good economy, and then he didn't mess it up. So,
Right.
like,
He didn't
that's where
completely
he
tank
gets
it.
credit
He gets the
first.
points there.
Honestly,
Thanks.
I feel bad for Biden too, because like
Oh, no,
the
but-
man doesn't even know where he is.
Dude, I feel like Biden's going to vote for Trump. I think he will. I think Biden is like pissed that the Democrats
Honestly,
threw him under the bus.
I think he doesn't even remember. He wouldn't be able to sign his own name. Like again, I'm not saying this to shit talk him. I just
No.
think he's in
No, it's
such
just-
a bad state of mind.
yeah.
And the fact that people were just like, "Oh no, he's fine." I was like, "Take this man out! Like, who
Yeah.
are you?" Everybody's suffering, including himself.
Yeah, that's
Like,
elder abuse. It's elder abuse at that point.
I don't know. Somebody was like, "Oh, let's put Biden on a bike," and then poor dude just fell. I was like, "He's nearly dying on a bike."
Stop!
You,
Stop.
you definitely shouldn't be handing over a country to him.
I know. All right, anyways, here, let's. I love the politics talk. We should maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow because it'll be election day. I think I might just like cancel all homework questions and we're just gonna watch the election. But for today, we got a couple questions in, so yeah, let's help the kids out a little bit. All right, cool. All right, welcome everyone, Office Hours. My name is Dr. Golden Sachs Education, streaming to help you with math homework, science homework,
Nice.
all sorts of fun stuff. Let's see. Yeah, thanks guys for hanging around. It's a crazy week, so I have a lot to say, and I appreciate all the opinions on things. I think discussion is what we need more in this country.
By the way,
What's up?
I've been checking out all of the streams that you put
Nice.
there.
Yes.
I really like the fact that the streams are like updated, like
On a calendar,
through
like
on the
like
calendar. Yeah.
yes.
So
Yeah, for those
I've
that haven't
definitely
seen,
been.
yeah, this is our calendar, and it has everyone because people are moving stuff around. So apparently, you can see now that Penn Center, for instance, he's doing an election stream. Oh, tomorrow. Okay, cool. Oh, good for him. So our Canadian fellows are watching democracy burn down. That's fun. But I'm glad, Ramton, that I've seen you in a couple of streams. Because I'll just put it on, like if I'm at the gym or something, and I see this, I have this calendar added to my regular calendar. I'll see that like, oh, Dawn's on right now. I'm like, oh, let me go say hi to Dawn, see what's going on. It's pretty cool. Also, I mean, think about this, Ramton. If you're thinking about if you want to like start streaming and stuff, like where you think there's a good gap. Where do you see that like, oh, no one's streaming at this time. Might as well have something because there's always people looking for help. I think I kind of maybe want to do Sunday. I think Sunday is it maybe this like 4 o'clock time here or something. I don't know. I think Sunday might be good. Or then it looks like nobody's really streaming on Thursday, but I think last week, Dom was on Thursday.
I think everyone keeps changing their schedule also.
Oh, okay. I keep mine pretty constant. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3, 4, 5.
I know Penn Center, he like changes it all the time.
Sure.
I think the other guy that I've seen is pretty consistent is Stuckey.
Yeah, Eric. Yeah, Ian Stuckey. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty. But I think Dawn also changed it a few times.
Yeah, Dawn. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the ones I've seen so far is Penn Center, Stuckey, Dawn. Is that E to the iPi or?
Zach is E to the 2 iPi. That's Zach.
Okay, yeah, I checked out Zach as well and Dawn. I think that was
Dawn is the other bearded fellow. We have competitions for who has the best beard. I think he keeps winning. He keeps winning best beard competition. And we want to get more people in too. So part of my I'm here. I pinged the students. Students, if you want to go over your questions, let me know in the chat. We'll go do it while I wait. There's a really cool thing. Just to anybody else who maybe wants to know this information or like runs a nonprofit. But Google offers, like Google has like advertisements and stuff, right? There's usually like sponsored things or something, right? Like here, if I go to Google, and I type in like free homework tutoring help, right? If we just type this in. First of all, where are the ads? Aren't there ads usually in this thing?
Yeah, I think the first one's already ad. Or maybe you have an ad blocker or something.
No, this is just standard Bing, whatever. Like, I haven't changed anything. Okay, anyways, usually there are ads here. Free tutoring around me. Maybe this will do it. Okay, well, okay, maybe people pay for this, I think. I think maybe people, maybe this. Yeah. Maybe people pay for these things. Are these That's tricky. They should say whether these are sponsored or not, shouldn't they? Anyways, okay, whatever. Point being, anyways, people pay for ads and stuff, but Google, because we're a nonprofit, offers up to $10,000 per month in free ad spending. Which I was like, excuse me, that's a huge amount of money. So I went through a pretty lengthy process to get approved for this, and I did. I'm now working. I got to work with tech support to get my account like actually activated. So that's kind of a whole mess. But what I want to do with this $10,000 a month is really start heavily promoting things on like Google search, and it's actually cool because the ads go everywhere. It's not even just Google. They also get put on YouTube. Okay. They also get put on everything else. And one of my goals is maybe to attract other people who are streaming math or science help and want to get added in on the calendar. So
nice, yeah.
Yeah, I was doing I think I did it. Here, let me find. I made like a digital marketing strategy. It's always good to like write things out. This is kind of like a writing plan, you know when like you have to write essays as a kid and it's like, oh, write it out. So I wrote down like a mission statement or whatnot. And then I wrote down like the goals that I would want to run ads for. One of them is obviously like getting money so that we can buy more prizes. Another one was getting speakers for the podcast. Of course, getting people to come get help with their homework, building regular donations. And this other one I thought would be cool, would be recruit other streamers to offer help. So if someone, for instance, is being like, hey, I want to find a way that I can help kids and whatnot, I'll be like, hey, cool. Do you have a streaming setup? Or maybe can we onboard you real quick to get you familiar with streaming homework help online, and then get them kind of put into the schedule of things. So I'm gonna hopefully start working on that once they activate my account. I was on tech support. I was on hold for an hour with these people, and then I finally got through, and they're like, oh, you need to send us an email. We don't do this live. And I was like, excuse me? Could have told me that like first. Equity says, how often do we get donations? Not often enough, unfortunately. Although it looks like we got a donation. We're up to 420. Oh, that's dope.
Nice.
Yeah. Sometimes people donate on the Twitch and stuff. That's super dope. Yeah. But this will help Equity. With getting donations, because now we can advertise on Google for free, which is nuts. Like it seems like a pipe dream to me. I want to see if it actually works. But according to them, it does. So we'll see. Okay. How did you find the Google thing? Oh, I was just Googling like nonprofit stuff, and they said, oh, Google for nonprofits. We get you free access to this, and we'll also give you $10,000 per month in advertising credit, which is huge. So yeah, if you run a nonprofit and you didn't know about that, go check that out. I think I'm gonna see how effective it is, but the main reason a lot of you guys are in my Discord right now is because I personally spent probably $1,000 on TikTok ads to generate hype and for you guys to see, oh, if you join this Discord, you earn gift cards for getting help with your homework. But I paid that out of pocket. So if Google can take my lifetime budget and 10x it per month, I think that would be really good for the group. So we'll see. Maybe it works out. Equity, you wanted some help with graphing logarithms? This is kind of cool. I actually kind of like this. Let's see. Are you in the chat, Equity? I think you are. Yeah, sure, he says. Okay, cool. All right. Says, which of the following is a graph of y is equal to -3 log base 2 of x minus 4? And this is cool. They give you the OG one right here. Okay. This right here, when they give you like, do you see how this graph is much simpler than this graph? Like this graph, I say, this for instance, let's say you were playing a video game or something. This is like the base gun, right? There's no attachments, no nothing on it. And then this, you end up putting like a scope, and then, I don't know, you have a like nice foregrip or something. These are all things that modify your baseline function. In math terms, this is also called the parent function, by the way. They call this the parent function. And then this is, I guess, one of the children. This is like the child function. I don't think I've ever seen it called the child function, though. Sensation can tell you, though, in coding, right? Isn't there like the child, the parent and the child, the parent class and the child class? Isn't that a thing?
Just trying to think of the difference between inheritance and polymorphism now. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, it's like poly what?
Polymorphism.
Not solo polyamory?
Wait, what is polymorphism?
Polymorphism? Yeah, that's a coding thing, Sensation, right? It's like, you explain it. What's polymorphism? I think it's like turning variables into things.
This is what I was struggling to remember. So inheritance is you take a base class and you add stuff to it, and that becomes the child class.
Yeah.
Add properties. It's basically your example. You have a weapon and you add attachments to it. And polymorphism is, I can't remember the difference.
I think it's casting something as something else. I think that's what polymorphism is. I think it's morphing. Let's see, polymorphism in coding allows different types of objects to be treated as the same type.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it does. Apparently, it uses inheritance.
So, like, you can treat like a string as or like a number as like a string.
As a string. There you go. That's a good example. Yeah. You could take a yeah. Like string is the master class.
You don't have to change the data type. What did it say? Data type or class type?
I think it's like class type, but it can also be data type. I think
if it's a class type, then it wouldn't be that.
And then there's also like mutable stuff, right? Like immutable is stuff that you can't cast, I think, right?
Yeah, so I think there is immutable is like when you use the brackets, makes it. What are the names for it? I forgot.
There's so many fun little coding things. Yeah.
So many brackets.
So many and then there's bracket if you want to get into physics.
Yeah.
Anyways, equity. So looking at this, right? We see that there's a couple things that are changing, right? So one of the attachments on my, let's call this like my stock pump shotgun, right? Is that I have this like this -4 going on, okay? And then we also have this -3 on the outside, which I'm technically going to break this up into 2 parts. I'm going to say this is the same thing as multiplying by -1 and then also multiplying by 3. I'll explain why those are 2 different things in a second here. Okay, so, and this is a general thing. This goes beyond logs. Like, this is an important thing just to know for any sort of transformation of a function, is what is happening with each transformation. So right here, when I have this, like, this -4, and it's, like, really close to the x, what's happening here, equity? Like, what is that -4 doing? Dun, 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 dun.
Chop, chop.
Chop, 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 equity. Or I put the weight music on. Meow, meow.
Oh, Long Johnson.
Isn't that like flipping the function? Close. Not exactly. It's all right. Okay. The flipping does happen at some point, but it's not because of this -4. All right. Here's kind of the rules for transformations. All right. And then here, I think there's a great graphic for this, like, transformation. You should know these. Like, I know, like, maybe you're not taking math this quarter, but these are things you should really know. I think it's like here. It is a shift. It is a shift. Yeah, good, good, good. It is a shift. I think this is the image I want. Let's kind of like show it this way. Okay. It is a shift to the right. Okay, yeah. So here's the thing. Anytime you have something that is directly attached to the x, like it's directly modifying the x, I say it's like really close to it, those are going to be horizontal things, okay? Anytime you have something outside of the parentheses of where the x is, all right? Those are going to be vertical things. Notice how, right? This is vertical. This is vertical. And then it gets also even more interesting, where anytime you're adding or subtracting, those are shifts. Okay, so like for instance, this is a shift. This is also a shift. And anytime you are multiplying, that is called a stretch or compression. Okay, do you see how this is like multiplying, and then this is multiplying, but on the outside? So there are a lot of patterns here in math. They're fun to see. Okay, so because this thing is within the parentheses of where the x is, that means it's something to do with horizontal stuff. If it was outside the parentheses, like what's happening here, right? That tells me it's something to do with vertical stuff. Now we have to see what type of thing is happening. Since we are adding or subtracting, this is a shift. And here, because we are multiplying, this is going to be some sort of stretch or compression. So that's the way I like to think about it. I like to think, okay, is my transformation inside the parentheses? If it is, it's horizontal stuff. If it's not, it's vertical. And then is my transformation adding, subtracting, or is it multiplying and dividing? Because if it's adding and subtracting, that means it's a shift, whereas multiplying is a compression or stretch. That's the way to remember it. I know. There are a lot of symmetries, I guess, to it. So this is a horizontal shift, and that is going to be the right 4. Okay, very good. All right, cool. Right 4. All right, now let's look at this green thing, right? This times -3, and I'm going to break this up into 2 things. I'm going to say it's times -1 times 3. Let's consider the times 3 first, okay? Times 3, we know is vertical, and because this is greater than 1, this makes it a stretch. It ends up being the opposite, actually, if it's inside the parentheses. I'm not going to go into that because then that's like too many things for you to remember. But just trust me when I say that this is a vertical stretch by 3. And then this, the times -1, this is a vertical flip. Okay? So anytime, and here, this is also in here. Anytime, or they call it a reflection. Anytime you multiply by -1, okay, that is a flip, or what they like to call is a reflection. I call it flipping, like whatever. But it's kind of the same thing here. Look, right? If the negative is outside the parentheses of where the x is, then that's something that happens in the vertical direction, right? See how this is vertical? Vertical is anything happening outside. Whereas if it's inside, then that is something that is horizontal. So if the -1 is being multiplied by the x while it's still in the parentheses, that's going to be a horizontal reflection, which is across the y-axis. Horizontal reflection across the y-axis is this way, whereas a vertical reflection over the x-axis is going this way. Okay, cool.
All right, let me just jump in quickly.
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Sensation?
YouTube comment.
Oh, nice. Oh, is there a YouTube comment? I didn't see one yet. Oh, thank you. Yo, this is cool. Oh, yo, thank you. Yeah. Wait, oh, mine just update. Oh, that's so whack. So I have OBS monitoring that screen, Sensation, but it doesn't update unless the screen is visible? No. Oh, OBS.
Just, you don't have your Twitch link on YouTube.
I don't? Really?
Not that I can see.
Oh, that's weird. One second, let's fix that. If I go to YouTube, actual education. Oh, you mean in the description? Yeah, I definitely have it here. Oh wow, we're almost to 3K. 2.97, nice. I love that. Wow. You're so right, Sensation. I should change that. I wonder if I can. Can I edit that? Oh, I don't know how I can. Whatever. I'll do it for the next one. Okay, because we're gonna get infinite Dr. Golds here in a second. Yes. Thank you, Sensation, for monitoring that for me. Okay. Okay, so then some people can ask, like, what's the order that I'm supposed to do things in, right? And I always say this is kind of like order of operations, where you just see what's happening to the x first. So the first thing, because the order does matter, because whether I move it and then I stretch it is different than stretching it and then moving it. I know, it's kind of weird. In this case, the -4 is the closest thing to the x, so we're going to want to shift this thing to the right 4 units first, okay? So that's going to take whatever this graph is, and it's going to move it to the right by 4. So now, instead of this thing going to here, it's going to do, I would say, something like that. Or let's see if we can do it. Oh, you can't see it? One sec. Maybe I can do it. Well, also, yeah, also Sensation, isn't the Discord like literally right below my webcam? That's where I hope people would see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's okay. I understand. Okay. So we're going to do the shift to the right first. Okay. All right, now we go to the next thing. Which what I'm going to do here is, oh, and also this like keeps going technically down to infinity. This technically does like this. Okay. So now I'm going to stretch it by a factor of 3. So that means this thing is going to stretch this way. Which will probably, again, this isn't going to like be affected as much, but it's going to like lengthen it out. It's going to become it's going to become long boy. Yeah, long boy this way. Okay, cool. Last step is this -1, which is a vertical flip. Nice. And let's remember that vertical flips. Oh, thanks for the follow. PP into house. Oh, we're almost up to 1,200. I wanted to hit 1,200 this month. Or This is glorious. You're glorious, dude. Thank you, man.
That's dope.
Okay, so flipping over, a vertical flip flips over this x-axis here, which means this whole thing needs to go this way. So now, after the vertical flip, it should look something like this. All right, so let's see. What on our graph looks like that? Not this one. This one looks like kind of okay. Definitely not this one.
No.
Okay, so now my choice is actually between these two. It's either this one or this one. Because both of them seem to be doing this. Okay, interesting. Okay. So the question is, I guess, like, the difference is, like, some of these have, like, different steepnesses, okay? So at this point, what you have to do is you have to check one of the coordinates. You have to check one of the points on the graph. So I'm going to check this one. So this one, okay, that's okay, 1K. In this case, you have 8, -6 as being a solution. And in this one, you have what looks like 8, -2. All right? So to suss out which one is right, I'm going to take this graph and plug in the point x equals 8, and let's just see what it should be. Okay? So this is where we have to remember a little bit about logarithms, right? So if I plug in 8 for x, let's see what we get. I get -3 log base 2 of 8 minus 4 is equal to. Okay. We got to know a little bit about logs. So I'm going to change this to -3 log base 2. 8 minus 4 is 4 is equal to question mark. Okay. And now instead of having 4, you always want to see with logarithms if you can write this as the base to like some power. In this case, I can write 4 as 2 squared. Okay. So now what I'll have is -3 log base 2 of 2 squared. And anytime you have an exponent, you can pull that out to the front as a multiplier. So this becomes -6 log base 2 of 2. And then the other rule you need to know with logarithms is the log base a of a. Like if the base here and the thing you're taking the log of are the same, this goes to 1. Goodbye. So we're just left with -6. 4 to the -3. Oh, that's another way to do it. Yeah, but that's so much violence, PP, right? Yeah, if he's right. So PP had a good point of like I could technically take this, and I could put it back in the exponent, but man, that's just ugly. 4 to the -3. That's like 1/64, right? I don't know. Yeah.
Please don't choose violence.
Please don't choose violence.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. I swear, every time I play that soundboard, I think it's.
Is it Australian?
Is this Australian?
Oh no.
No, it's Essex.
Essex?
Essex?
Sensation
I hear
says
that
Essex.
R. It's on R.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No, I don't hear the R. I don't think.
We
Yeah.
have just too much into Australia.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no. No. Okay. Anyways,
You should get some Geordies in there.
I should get some what in there?
Geordies.
What are Geordies? What are the Geordies?
Newcastle, northeast, sort of. Man?
If you find me some sound clips, dude, I'll put them on the soundboard. Well, I'll have a dedicated button just to like random British sayings, and like when I click this one, and it just like plays a bunch of random negative sounds. I'll have a dedicated British button.
British. I mean, there's just 1,000 different accents in England alone.
Well, just some funny
Just
ones.
make them all Scouse. It will be hilarious.
Hey, fuck. Hey, what are you talking about? Fuck. I can't do Scouts really, but.
Oh man. Okay, Equity. So yeah, your answer here is B, because that's the one that has 8 -6, and you're done. Good job, dude.
Hey, I want a can of Coke.
A kind of Hulk. Did you
Scouts
see
is
the?
so difficult to do.
Did you see the one? I think it was an interview with what was it? Rishi Sunak or something. And someone's asking him. It's like he's asking about Coke. It's too funny. One second. It was a meme. I think. Asking Rishi Sunak about Coke. Okay. This is it.
Pepsi. Do you ask everyone this question?
Yeah, I don't sound
again, this is.
Oh, yeah. Well, the sound won't play through. It won't play.
Is
through
it on Discord?
Yeah, it won't play through Discord. Yeah, you gotta watch it on Twitch.
Okay, wait. I gotta go.
Okay.
Sorry, give me a second. I gotta open Twitch.
PP says, "Am I a professional teacher? I don't have a teaching license, but I've been teaching for over a decade."
So why things are not that.
Wait, I'm trying to find.
I'm watching ads apparently.
Are you still a Coke addict?
Yes, yeah, but down one a week.
One a week.
One a week. So I mean, I'm restrained.
But a proper Coke, not a diet one.
And I have this special thing for a particular type of Coke, which is in the fridge somewhere.
And you're a Peloton guy?
I am.
I am too, but you go with Cody, right?
I do.
I'm an Olivia.
Oh, really?
Fan, yeah.
Okay, I'll try that. Cody's good. That's another way it cheers you up, gets you going.
Are you
I guess
a Coke addict?
I guess do the British call Coca-Cola Coke? Is that the thing there? Sensation?
Yeah, I mean that was always a joke because when I was growing up, quite a lot of the Turks were new here and they didn't speak English like at all. So you'd walk up to the counter and say, "Yeah, can I get chips and grab a Coke?"
Grab a Coke.
And then they give you a can instead of can of Coke. You'd say gram of Coke.
Oh, a gram of Coke.
Yeah, can I get some chips and gram of Coke, please?
What do Americans say?
We say, oh, man. There's actually a map of this. Here, I'll pull up the map. Map's actually kind of fun.
Is this soda?
It's pop and Coke and soda.
I know people like Canada says pop, and apparently so many people hate that so much.
Yeah. So okay, it looks like pop is a northern thing, and then Coke was a southern thing. I would say we say soda. Yeah, like can I get a soda? I think soda's the new
I think
one.
pop is like Minnesota. Eh?
Minnesota.
Like,
you want
Minnesota accent just sounds like the Canadian accent.
Minnesota. Hey, you got your buddy in the chipper there. Was that from Fargo? Is Fargo Minnesota? Yeah? No?
I think it was.
Yeah, I think Fargo.
No, what? Minnesota?
Oh, North Dakota. Oh, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Oh. Is that where the movie Fargo is? Wait, movie Fargo.
I've watched the show.
No, it is. No. Okay, the events depicted in the film took place in Minnesota. Okay, sorry. So the movie Fargo. Oh, wait, what? Oh my god.
It's set in North Dakota, so I think
it's set in North Dakota, but it was filmed in Minnesota.
Yeah.
But the events it's based on were also done in Minnesota. Yeah, the events depicted in this film took place in Minnesota. Okay, so and then they changed it. The Coen brothers changed it for the film to put it in North Dakota.
Oh, they were just like, oh, this is actually in North Dakota.
Just to like, yeah. I love William H. Macy. He's one of my favorites. Oh, and Buscemi. Steve Buscemi's in that one too. Oh, that's a great. Fargo's a great film.
Wait, Steve Buscemi?
Yeah.
Oh, they're talking the movie.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
He's one of the guys that like murders the persons, right? Yeah, the desperate.
Yeah, I've watched the. I should watch that movie. I watched the show. That's why.
Oh, okay. See, I haven't seen the show.
The show is pretty good. I watched. Yeah, it's pretty good.
What season? I always get a little apprehensive to start TV shows if I know there's like a gazillion seasons because I know I'll just like waste my life.
It's actually pretty good because like there is 3 seasons, I believe, but each season is like separate. So like I think they somewhat connect.
Okay.
But you could watch the whole season. Like season 1 and season 2 have nothing to do with one.
I see. So they are independent, but they're linked. Kind of the same.
Yeah, I think like the consequences. So like season 2, if I'm not mistaken, was like supposed to be a prequel to season 1. So some of the stuff like eventually connects to it.
There's also like White Lotus is like that. Like White Lotus. Have you seen White Lotus?
No.
Oh, that's a great show. Amazing. Top show. But they have 2 seasons, and there's like some connects between the two, but you can watch them independently.
I gotta put that on my list.
Yeah. Put White Lotus on your list. White Lotus. I believe it's HBO. I just realized actually, and maybe this is useful for kids, but if you pay for Chegg, you get HBO Max for free, as well as Tinder Gold. Which I don't need the Tinder Gold. I refuse these dating apps. But it is hilarious.
Like, how is Chegg associated with HBO Max? And
dude, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, so I pay for Chegg, you know, as a business expense because I use it, you know, if I'm helping out a kid and I don't know what the answer is, I want to see like what Chegg thinks. And that usually helps me figure it out. But it's hilarious because I think I pay like maybe $15 a month for Chegg, but they give me access to HBO Max, which is like $10 on its own, I think usually. Yeah. Right? And then apparently also you get access to Adobe Express. The Tinder Gold is like interesting too. So like it's actually like and you get access to Calm Premium. So yeah, I am really confused.
Is that a meditation app?
It is a meditation app, yeah. So I don't know. This is actually a deal. It's quite a deal. You get access to a lot of cool stuff for cheap.
I don't get to use the Tinder Gold, but
yeah. You're engaged, right?
Yes.
That's dope.
Wow. Yeah, that's dope, dude. Nice. Yeah,
maybe I just sign up just to.
No, dude. No. If your girl like even sees the app on there, dude.
No. She'll. If I'm ever pulling a stuff like that, I'll be like, I'm here for drama.
I'm here for the tea.
I'm here for drama.
But yeah, DoorDash, that's pretty cool, man. Like there's some cool stuff with here. Anyways, let's see. Ace said he was gonna go eat dinner, and then 1K said they were gonna go eat dinner. Okay, so let's see. Is Ace or 1K here? Let me see. I'll ping them. 1K, you back from Dinrar? And then let me see. I just want to see what's happening in the news right now. It's about to be a really, really fun time. Lot of rallies in Pennsylvania. That's cool. Trump is lying again. That's cool. Georgia has an absent. Trump? He's always lying about something. Trump begins final day of campaign with repeat lies about immigration and jobs. Yeah, he's gonna say whatever. Oh, interesting. This is an interesting.
CNN though.
Fuck CNN. I don't like CNN. New York Post is not really much better, but this is actually, I've seen this. So it says broke Gen Z students are turning down jobs. Can I just, what?
Yeah,
work isn't working for the cool kids. Owing to the high cost of living and the mental health pressure, would-be workers in their 20s are turning down jobs because they can't afford the transportation nor the proper attire to wear in the office. Man, this is a chicken and the egg problem, dude. Jesus. Oh, man.
Honestly,
yeah. Dude,
have you watched Hassan Minaj's latest comedy?
I love Hassan. Is he back? Hassan Minaj? Really?
Yeah. So apparently he came back with receipts and addressed all of the allegations that they gave him. That
they got mad at him for lying, right? They got mad at him for lying.
Yeah, but he wasn't lying. Apparently, like he did say, "Oh, I exaggerated," but like he made like a whole video. It was like, "Hey, here are emails, like evidence that like FBI was actually." Spying on my family, like the whole thing with his like, ex-girlfriend from high school, whatever. Blah,
wow.
Blah. So yeah, it was very interesting to.
I love the show. I think the Patriot Act was a great show. I remember it went down right because of the scandals. But so wait, is he back running the Patriot Act or he's running his own thing now?
No, so he came. I don't know about the Patriot Act because I haven't watched like all of it, but like he came up with a new stand-up, right?
Okay. Comedy special. Here we go. Is this it?
Yeah. And so again, not to give any spoilers about the whole special, but he was saying like, oh, the problem right now is that our country is run by all of these old people who just won't die. And it was like, you know what? I also think that as millennials and Gen Z, it's our fault because we were given the golden ticket handed on the silver platter. Like when COVID happened, we all stayed inside and wore a mask. But that was our opportunity get back the country that belongs to us. And I was like,
that's a hot take, dude. That's a hot take.
Honestly, I was like, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. As much as like
there were a few times I've seen, and here's the thing: in our building, the demographic is either very young people, so like below the age of like 35, and the people above the age of like 65, right? So like you don't see like families or anything, so it's either young professionals or like retired people.
Sure.
Whenever I see the older people, they're either very friendly or I'm like, I'm gonna cough on this guy's face today. Like I wish I had COVID right now. Like there were times that they were so rude for no reason, and you're like, what's happening, right? Like there were times that they put their hand, like they're just spamming the button, and they tell me don't come in to the elevator.
Really?
And I'm like, wow. They just close the elevator on my face, and they're like, no, go away. And I'm like, I don't even know if they're weird, racist, whatever it is. I'm like, I'm gonna cough on your face regardless.
You're just being mean to me.
Yeah, it's like, first clarify why you're being like this.
Yeah. Let's have some explanations here, guys. Damn. All right, let me do one case question because I do have to run in like 20-30 minutes. I have another student I got to teach. All right, let's see. A warehouse has a pulley system. This is called an Atwood's machine. We love Atwood's machines. I wonder why it's called Atwood's. Is there some dude named Atwood's that was like influential for this? Atwood problem. Okay. A technician uses a pulley to lift a 500-kilogram box of material from a 500-kilogram box of material from the floor to the top shelf, 3.5 meters up. The force on the chain is this. Okay, cool. Applied through a distance of this. What is the efficiency of the pulley? Ooh. Kind of like that. Okay. It's actually kind of a tricky question. All right, let's draw a box. I always like drawing pictures. Let's draw pictures. We got Senor Box here, which has... It's always good to put what the forces are, right? This is a force of gravity pulling down, which is equal to mg, which is going to equal to 500 times 9.8, which is going to be equal to 4,900 newtons, I believe. Yeah. Okay, cool. Then we have the force of the pulley, which is going to be equal, or the chain. I guess we should say the chain. Let's say the chain. Which is going to be equal to 10,000 newtons. Okay, very cool. And this thing moves upwards this way. Oop. By 4.5 meters. Wait. Wait. The force on the chain applied through a distance of 4.5 meters. Wait, I'm confused. Wait, what?
Yeah, because like eventually you need to calculate the work, right, to find.
Yeah, but what's this thing when they say from the floor to the top shelf? Which is why is the 3.5 in there?
Wait, what? Yeah, you're right now.
Excuse me? Like what?
One second.
What's going on here? Is that a typo?
Yeah, what? Like what?
Is it something where
setup doesn't make sense?
Is it that if you pull the chain a long distance, it moves the thing a short distance? Is that a thing?
No, that doesn't. Unless the chain is elastic or something. But
or like, unless it's geared, right? Unless there are gears, right?
You shouldn't use this pulley to lift 500.
Why are there two lengths here, Ace?
The force. So the force is applied for an additional 1 meter.
Correct. I agree with that.
But that doesn't make sense. So how is there a force?
I know.
But then no motion? That doesn't even make sense though, because like if there is a force, there has to literally be motion. F equals ma. Like, I think one of these is.
One of these. Well, we know what the correct
mistake.
answer is. We know what the correct answer is. We know the correct answer is 38%.
Yeah, so maybe
we'll suss it out. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna assume the distance is 4.5, right? Let's just assume the distance is 4.5. Okay. Cause maybe the box is like a meter tall or something.
But that still doesn't make sense.
Like you need it to clear the shelf, I guess, or something.
Yeah, like
I don't know. It doesn't really make much sense, does it?
Oh, wait. I think you're right. I think it's like the shelf is 3.5 meters up, but then the box maybe is like 1 meter, but like the total distance that it moves is still
like
4.5. But I feel like you probably need to use only one of those two numbers.
I think we use this one. Yeah, I think this is a red herring here that they're just trying to mess us up with. I think this is the one that's important. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so the net. So if we want to talk about efficiency, right? Efficiency, just as an equation, is equal to the work in divided by the work out, like the what you get out of it. Okay. So if I apply a force of 10,000 newtons for a distance of 4.5 meters, that's going to be my work in. So that's 10,000 divided by 4.5. Okay. Now, if we look at the work out, so that's like how much net work gets applied to this. So, net work. Oh, and actually, efficiency is, wait, is this right? Work in over work out?
It's
no, I have
over total work, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Wait, how does this work? It's work in over total work, right?
Yeah. I think what you have on top is the total work.
I agree.
Or it's
no,
positive work.
Yeah, that's the work.
You have to subtract the work of gravity from it. Because like the total, it's work out over work in.
Yes. Okay. So thank you. Yes. I was getting that backwards. That was what was messing with me.
So work out is like the force minus gravity.
Thank you. Yeah, I had that backwards. Yeah, that's the sanity check I needed. I was like, wait, now I'm getting efficiencies that are greater than 1. This is not right. Yes. Okay. The work. So it's the effective work you get out divided by the work you put in. Yes. Okay, because you're always going to put in more work than you're going to get out. Unless, yeah. So the network, this is the same thing as the work out, is going to equal to the net force times the distance. Okay. In this case, the net force has two things applied to it. So you have the force of the chain. So that's the 10,000 minus the force of gravity, which is the 4,900. And then I believe this is also times the same distance, the 4.5. Okay. I can see right away we're not going to get the right answer here, Rampton, though. Right?
Yeah, this is
going to get me 51%. Which is not right. Interesting. Okay. Maybe this one needs to be multiplied by 3.5?
Yeah, 3.5, yeah.
Maybe this is multiplied by 3.5? I think so. Distance it travels. That's weird. Yeah, that's absolutely weird. Ace, I don't know why they're doing that, but okay. So 10,000, so F net, right? This is F chain minus the force of gravity. Because Rampton and I are trying to like understand how you can have a chain that moves more than the thing does, unless it's geared. Okay, so then this is 3.5. Okay, cool.
Yeah, if you do this, you end up getting.
You think we get the right answer?
39.6.
Ah, okay.
Which is not even 30.
Well,
I don't
maybe
even
maybe the
understand
9 is the 9.8 wrong. Maybe did they use 10? We think they used 10.
Oh, that's a good question. Let me check.
Yeah, where's my calculator? Sorry, I should pull this out.
If you use 10, then you would get 5,000, right?
Correct. So then
Yeah,
it's
so
just
then it
1
would
half
be-
3.5 over 4.5.
Yeah, you get 38.8. So maybe it's that.
But it's still off, right? Like what?
Yeah. 38.8 repeated also, so it's like 39.
So what? They're just truncating. There are so many weird things with this question, Ace. Honestly.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't even know what's happening in this question.
Yeah, like what's going on?
Move something 3.5 meters up, but you do it for 4.5 meters.
Like what? How? How's this happening? What's up, Ace? Gotta erase this from our brain, Ace. What's up, Ace? Yeah, Ace. He says he's back. What's up, Ace? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Ramton and I were having a little bit of a discussion here, because it's interesting. You have two different distances. You have that the pulley is lifting something 3.5 meters up. Yeah, it's your question. It's cool. Well, you said you couldn't respond, so I didn't know if you were watching or not. But it's okay. Well, I'll still give you credit for it. So the box is going up 3.5, but the chain is moving 4.5. So Ramton and I were trying to like, how does the chain move more than the box if they're connected to each other? I'm trying to yeah. Well, how? Wait, pulley system, where? But I mean, this. I'm trying to think because in real life I have seen this, Ramton. You know, like when they have stage cranes, right? Where you move something a lot, and then the other thing like moves a little bit.
Yeah. So I think.
How does that work?
Yeah.
I think that's geared. It's geared.
When you have a pulley that like the pulley is. Like, instead of going around it from the top, it goes around it from the bottom. Then you...
It's not this. Is it this?
Yeah, so something like that. So, I think when you have the...
Oh, okay.
The movable pulley...
Yes.
Then I believe it's half the distance.
Okay, because now it's gearing. Okay.
But that still wouldn't make sense why it's 3.5 and 4.
Well, it could be any amount. I mean, you could have a system of like maybe 3 or 4. Doesn't it depend on the diameters of these things? Because it's effectively a gear.
Yeah.
Right? Because the linear distance that the rope travels is basically like the teeth.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a weird question. Okay, all right. So, yeah, it's a movable pulley. Yeah. Okay. Or, yeah, compound pulley, whatever. Yeah, because you can have weird shit like this. Like, these are just like, what's going on, dude? I didn't think the logic too much. Yeah, I know. Yeah. You just use an equation, Ace, which is cool. All right, whatever. Okay. Yes, okay. So, yeah, well, it's energy out divided by energy in is what it is. And energy in, right, was this 10,000 times 4.5. And then the energy out is you have to do the net force, which means you have to subtract the chain and the gravity. Which we were seeing was getting us, let's see, 5,100 times 3.5 divided by 10,000 times 4.5. Cool. And that got us like 40%. So we're a little curious why the answer is 38%. I think this is wrong. No. I don't think it's right, but our answer I think is right. You use potential energy for E out? What? Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. So our solution is assuming there's no friction. Okay.
So he's using
MGH
times G times H.
Yeah. So instead of this,
mass times gravity times height.
Wait, that's the same thing, right?
So yeah, it's the same thing.
No. It's 4,900 times h then. Right, because mg is 4,900. So we did.
That's what you mean.
Yeah, do you see? Yeah, because we used the chain force minus the gravity force to get 5,100. If you use mgh, then it's just 4,900. Oh. Okay. Okay, let's look. 4,900 times 3. This is a poorly written question for so many reasons. It's okay though. All right. If I divide that, then I get 38%. Okay, cool. All right, fine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, like, technically, work is not equal to the change in potential energy. Net work on an object is equal to the change in kinetic energy. That's the rule you're allowed to use here. Yeah, I guess the reason why we get a higher number than they got is because they are accounting for friction in their number. So there's another force. So actually, it's kind of cool. You could calculate the energy loss to friction then, because the energy loss to friction is the difference. So there must be a 200 Newton force of friction that's making this difference. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Ace. Because again, if we looked at it like from our force diagram here, right? The network out would just be due to the chain and the force of gravity, which would get me 5,100. But if I want to know the change in potential energy that occurs, that occurs from an effective like 4,900 Newton force, which means I would need an additional 200 newtons here of friction that is preventing this thing from going up. Yeah, okay. It's interesting. Yeah, because we assume there's no friction, like you usually do. If it's not mentioned in a question, you're allowed to assume there's no force of friction. They didn't. Yeah. You got it? Yeah, okay. That's a cool question, though. No, I appreciate that one. That was actually kind of fun. I learned some stuff. I learned that they write shitty questions. That's cool.
Oh, you just missed that one.
Yeah.
You just missed that one. We got an active security alert on the server as you were doing
did
that.
we? Oh, what happened? Thank you for watching us. What happened?
It popped up and was like, big security alert. Someone's messaging.
Someone's just
everybody on
DMing the
server.
shit out of everyone? Oh, did you take care of him?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I wonder how they found us. Whatever.
It was...
Sensation's always watching. He's like... They found us on TikTok. Okay. Well, I have been getting more and more views on TikTok. It's kind of, it's part of the game. The bigger you get, the bigger a target you become. Because nice. Is something blowing up right now? Oh, I love when TikTok glitches out and says all my videos have 0 views. I'm just like, where did all my views go? Let's see. Is anything particularly getting big? Not really. I guess this has gained like another 20K or something. Okay. Ooh, let's see. Do we have any rewards? I want to check our monthly earnings on TikTok. I think I got like 20 bucks coming in or something. Wait, why can't I click this? All right, whatever. Okay. Cool. Nice. Market's resolved. Yeah, you handled it, right? Okay.
Now I'm going to Australia.
You going to Australia? Why are you going to Australia?
Because of that bot.
Why do you want to go to Australia because of the bot?
Just blow up a couple of buildings.
No, there you go. Just bash a head in.
No. With these people that make these bots, you see, I would blow up an entire building just full of people just to get to one person.
Oh, he's like, its sensation will stop at nothing. They are terrible. I agree. Yeah.
Hey, if you do that, then you can just be like the U.S. military.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just claim they have oil, dude. Yeah, they got oil. We should go for it, dude. Let's go for it.
Never again.
Never again. Well, except maybe again. I don't know. We'll see how Iran plays out, dude. Oh, you know what's interesting here? I'll show this real quick. What was it? Have you heard of this thing called it's called swapyourvote.com?
Swap your vote?
Yeah, dude. Let's check this out. You're gonna crack up at this, dude. Swap your vote. Wait. Well, or is it? Swapyourvote.org. Yes, here we go. If you live in a swing state and agree to vote for Kamala Harris, we will find 2 people in a safe blue state to vote for the protest candidate of your choice.
Wait, what?
Yeah, if you want to know how messed up the American voting system is.
So wait, what did they do? They just get someone else to vote Republican just to cancel your vote?
No. So let me explain how this works. Okay. So say you are me, right? Who is not very happy. Or no. Let's say you are someone in a swing state. So for those who don't know, swing states are states that it's kind of a toss-up on whether they vote for Kamala or they vote for Trump. It's like 50-50.
Yeah.
Okay. Which means due to how the Electoral College is set up, these states are very important. And voting in these states is a lot more powerful than voting in a state where you're not a swing state and it's pretty much already set in stone who's going to win. So in Georgia's a swing state. So let's say you don't like Kamala because, I don't know, she's supporting Israel and killing all the Gaza people. And you want to be like, fuck that. I don't want to vote for Kamala. She sucks. I'm going to protest by voting for Jill Stein. Say I want to vote for Jill Stein. That's
another person.
That's a third party candidate who has no chance of winning, but it's a protest, right? So what they're saying is okay, hey, don't quote unquote throw away your vote voting for Jill Stein in Georgia. If you vote for Harris in Georgia, we'll find 2 people from California who will vote for Jill Stein for you. They will sacrifice their vote to vote for Jill Stein in exchange for you voting for Kamala Harris. Where it matters.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
So they're buying your vote.
Yes.
With 2 votes that 2 votes. Matter.
Exactly. Do
you get paid?
So technically, I looked this up. I'm like, bro, first of all, is this even fucking legal? You're not allowed to buy votes. And apparently, in a 2007 case, whatever court said that swap votes were constitutionally protected because there's no financial exchange. So
that's why.
You're not paying anybody. But then some people can argue with, well, wait a minute, it's not a 1-to-1 exchange because you are offering 2 for 1. And then apparently the thing you say there is, well, a vote is worthless. A vote doesn't have cash value. So trading something that's worthless for something else that's worthless. It's
a great system.
I know, right? The thing I get upset at is that that Democrats are doing this. I could see this as being some shit that whatever Republicans would pull, but the fact that they're doing this is where I start losing. This is where, if you live long enough, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I'm seeing they're becoming the villain. And I'm like, man, this is not cool. This is the villain. Ugh. Anyways.
Nice.
Let's see. Oh, thanks for the follow, dude. Drewha, do you have a math or science question? I gotta go in 5 minutes here, but what's up, Don? Oh, Don's rating. Oh, Penn Center's rating with a party of 21. Wow. What's up, Penn Center? Good evening, Enigma. Pen Center, you don't usually stream at this time, do you? What's up, dog? Yeah, shout out to
I was watching Pen Center's stream also. He was like doing some group theory. That's why I was like, when
go give a follow
you were playing that video, I was like, oh, I'll have to like go switch it up.
Yeah, go see what he's doing. Oh, you need to finish some stuff? We were doing a postponed algebra stream. Oh, that's all cool. We were talking about the election and fun stuff. So Penn Center, let us know. Wait, what are you doing tomorrow? So yeah, again for there's one group up to homomorphism. I don't even know what homomorphism means. It means like single morphing. Election stream. Go on, Rampton. What's homomorphism?
Okay. It is when you can map things entirely. So I believe it's the more general case of isomorphism, if I'm not mistaken. But homomorphism. Let me Google this just to make sure.
Google real quick. Yeah.
There's too many morphisms.
There's isomorphism. It's like there's solo polyamory, right?
Homomorphism is a structure preserving between two algebraic structures. So yeah, so it's like a mapping that you take like elements of one algebraic structure. So like groups are some of those. Like vector spaces is like what most people will probably know here. It's like from one vector space to another vector space.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, it has to be homomorphism may also be an isomorphism. So I think I'm not sure if homomorphisms need to be onto and.
Oh yeah, let's go watch the trailer. I'm gonna watch that Twitch.
So I'm not sure exactly if homomorphism need to be onto and one-to-one. So yeah, a bijective homomorphism is an isomorphism. Yeah, so is homomorphism not bijective then?
See, now y'all are using terms I don't know. What? Sorry, what does bijective mean?
Bijective means one-to-one. So it means every element in the first thing that you, or the first space. So like when you're talking about like vector spaces, right? It only maps to one point from the other thing.
Okay.
So like for example, like x squared, for example, right?
Yes.
So an x squared is not a one-to-one function because just tell me, is it bi or?
Yeah, it depends if it's wearing socks. Penn Center, is it wearing socks or not?
So like x squared, for example, is not one-to-one.
It's not isomorphic.
For example,
it's not isomorphic.
Yeah, because it's -1 and 1, for example, or any number, it will map to like 1, for example, right? So if you plug in -1, you get 1. When you plug in 1, you get 1 again. So one-to-one is like you can't reverse it. So if my output is 1, you can't tell me what was my input, essentially.
Interesting.
Right? My input could have been 1, or it could have been -1, right?
Okay, but you at least narrow it down.
Sorry?
You narrow it down to what it could be, right?
Well, yeah, but it's not unique. Like, it's not the same entry.
Okay.
That, as I said, so like if the outcome of x squared is like 4, for example, you can't tell whether it was a 2 that was plugged in or if it was a minus.
So this is an epimorphism then? I'm guessing this is what I see surjective.
No, this is a one-to-one. This is just what's being one-to-one considered.
No. But if y equals x squared, is not 1-to-1, right? I'm saying, is that considered this top thing a surjective then? Like when you have two things going to one.
Surjective.
That's what I see on this picture. I'm just seeing like a math term
injective, surjective would be onto. Yeah. So no, it's not even onto, because onto means that it has to map out to every possible outcome. So you can't get any negative numbers. I guess it depends if we're talking about. He does say it's neither one-to-one or onto. So onto is the space that we are mapping to is the real numbers, right?
Yes.
But you can't have any negative real numbers come out of x squared.
Yes.
Right? So because you can't map out a negative number, then it's not onto, because you don't cover all of the real numbers as your output.
Okay.
Yeah, so homomorphism in here, it says is injective, so it's one-to-one, but it doesn't have to be, I guess, onto, so you don't have to map out every possible outcome.
I see.
Sorry, that's monomorphism, not homomorphism.
Monomorphism, which is injective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So homomorphism, it's
Wait, homomorphism isn't even on this picture. Sorry, what?
Yeah. So I think all of these are sub categories of what we call homomorphism.
Oh, so this like is all the little different flavors of it. Like it's a pizza, but like this is pepperoni, and then this is like cheddar, and this is like whatever.
Exactly. So yeah, it's a structure preserving map. That's the part that I don't know what it means by structure preserving.
Structure preserving.
So a map is like a function, right? So when we call a function like f of x, that's a mapping, right?
Yes.
It maps an input
x values to y values. Yeah.
X values to y values, and typically, so like that one maps R to R, or real numbers to real numbers, but you don't have all real numbers that can be mapped to it. So I think, for example, if your inputs are allowed to be complex numbers, then you can have f of x equals to x squared be an isomorphism. Enigma, correct me if I'm wrong with this one. But so if you are, for example, putting in complex numbers, because you can square it and get a negative number, so you can have all the complex numbers map out to all of the real numbers, then you can consider that as an isomorphism. Yeah, if I'm not.
Groups have structure given by the multiplication table. Homomorphism preserves that multiplication table. It says that would not be one-to-one, though.
Structure preserving properties like f of xy.
Chat's going crazy. I love this.
Preserve.
Cayley tables? What the fuck are Cayley tables? Excuse me?
Wait, f of a plus b equals f of a plus f of b. Isn't that linearity? Also? Oh no, if the structure is addition. I see.
I see like some cool like little Sudoku stuff going on here. So this is like addition, this like T4 thing. This looks like addition.
So T4 is the space of all of the so this is the space of all of the numbers that you have that their multiplication has to map to something in the space of 0 to 4, or like 0 to 4 essentially, right?
0 to 3, but yeah, not inclusive. Okay.
0 to 3. So for example, like one of the easiest ones to see is like, you see, like if you go along the 2 in both column and along the column and the row, you get 2 times 2, right? Which is equals to 4. But because 4 is like your base, that's essentially like what's equivalent to like 10, what we call, right? So it would go back to 0. So it's cyclical spaces, right? So once you go 0, 1, 2, 3, and then instead of going to 4, you go back to 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, say it again. Sorry. What were you saying for on the multiplication table here?
In a base 4 space,
yes,
your numbers are only allowed to be 0, 1, 2, 3. Right?
Correct. Okay.
So when you multiply two things, like let's say 2 multiplied by 2, you get 4. You can't have 4 itself, right? So you go back to 0. So 0 and 4 are equivalent.
Okay. Okay. It runs over, and like 5 would be equivalent to 1, and 6 would be equivalent to 2. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So 3 times 3, which is 6. 6 obviously doesn't exist in this space, so you have to subtract so-called 4 from it, so you get 2. That's why along the 3 and 3, you get 2 in there.
Okay. Oh, good to see.
Right? And then the structure preserving quantity, if I'm not mistaken, it was that, for example, when you have any sort of structure, so structure is like an operation, if I'm not mistaken. So like an addition or multiplication, right?
Yes,
so f of AB is the same thing as f of A times f of B, and an isomorphism preserves that sort of.
Wait, first of all, so on this T4 table here, why does 2 as the row and 1 as the column, why does that go to 3?
Who's the row? Oh, maybe this is addition actually.
I think this is
maybe
addition here, right? Yeah, this is
I
addition.
did 3 times 3 equals 6 anyway, so I was wildly
Oh,
wrong.
okay.
Yeah, this is an addition too.
So the left one's
Sorry.
addition, and is the right one multiplication?
The
No.
right one, x10 one?
Yeah. 7 times 1.
Yeah,
okay,
I think
because then
that's
7 times 3 is 21. But then, oh man, this is an interesting one.
Yeah, 7 times 3 is 21, which is equivalent to 1 because this is base 10.
Oh, I see. He's saying it's okay.
Yeah.
This one's addition mod 4. The other one is multiplication mod 10.
Yeah,
Yes, Fembox. Yeah, this is chaotic, dude. Yeah, this is Ramton.
Yeah. So this is the yeah. So essentially, this is what you can consider as a group as well.
Mm-hmm.
So a group is defined by like a few properties. One of them is that every element you have to have an operation. So operation is either addition or multiplication in here.
Yeah.
And then when you get elements of that set, which
Yes.
is like your allowed entries.
Yeah. Okay.
Your outputs are only allowed to be one
Made up of your
entries
inputs
as well.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Like you can't just get, so for example, multiplication.
Yeah.
Or what we call like the integers, right? Are closed under multiplication. So if you multiply any two natural numbers,
you get a natural number back.
Natural number.
Exactly.
But it's not closed under division because you can divide.
You can get irrational numbers. Yeah. Okay.
You get,
or not irrational,
fraction.
but you get fractions and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. One sec. Let me help at 1K because I gotta leave in like 3 minutes, and 1K needs help with this homework. But yeah, I love these discussions. We should have more of these. You should join the algebra chat that they have. The whatever thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to also learn. Like, obviously, I didn't learn too much. Like, what's it called? Abstract algebra. But like, I'm trying to pick up some stuff.
Nice. I wish I had more time to just like learn this stuff. It's super cool. 1K, let me do your question real quick. What's up? Because then I gotta run. All right. He says, which of the following functions are linear, quadratic, or neither? Okay, cool. I may get some of these wrong, actually, honestly. Okay. Linear means that you can only have things that are of power x to the 1 at most, and you can't have x being multiplied by other variables. So the only things I see here that are linear is this one. This one is linear. Okay. Quadratic means you're allowed to have up to the power of x squared. Okay, so that's going to be this one, this one, this one, and then this one as well. These are all quadratics. Quad. And then this is technically also a quadratic if you were to multiply it out. And then neither, which is kind of funny. I guess this is their neither. This is technically a cubic because its highest power is x to the 3. So if you're looking for how to classify polynomials or functions, I guess in this case, 1K, just look at the highest power of x. And then for I know for the super smart math guys in here, you also have to make sure that x isn't multiplying by other variables, because then you get what's called like nonlinear stuff. Like if you have cross terms like x times y or whatnot. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Awesome. Good job, dude. All right, cool. Let me end off the stream real quick because I gotta go teach. All right, thank you everyone for coming to office hours today.
That's dope.
Had a super fun time helping answer all you guys' homework questions. Thanks again for the fun discussions, Ramton and Sensation, and yeah, everyone who came in from Penn Center stream. I love having you guys around. I appreciate all the discussion. I love intellectual, high-level discussions about advanced math. Yeah, I love you too, Bob. Anyways, yeah. So if you don't know, there are a bunch of us here that stream math stuff, and so if you ever want to check out some other awesome math streamers, go follow those guys. Those are our friends. And if you ever want to find out when they are streaming, because we do tend to change our calendars around a little bit, we have a website with a link to a Google Calendar that Penn Center has been awesome enough to help organize all the math streamers. So you can figure out everything that's going on. It looks like tomorrow, Penn Center, so I'll be streaming earlier in the day, but afterwards, looks like Penn Center is doing an election stream. Let's go check it. I want to see his trailer real quick. He said he had a trailer for it. Where is it? Trailer for it. Where is it? Well, he's hosting.
If it has explosions, I'm gonna laugh.
Where is?
It needs to be over the top.
Where's his trailer? Penn Center, show me your trailer. Is it under his schedule? Maybe.
He says this is on Discord.
Oh, it's on Discord. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry. I gotta find your Discord. There it is. One sec. Announcements. Oh, that's the Diffie Q class. Okay, sorry. Notifications. Yes, here we go. Okay, great. We got a great video for this. Here, let's pull this thing up.
Is it under clips?
No. Here, I'll play it. Oh wow. Thanks for the donation, Anders. Got past the 420. All right, here. Let's see. I think it's under here. All right, here we go. Let's watch the video real quick. Let's see what he's got. Okay. Okay, this Tuesday. I don't think there's audio. This Tuesday. Oh God, what's gonna happen? November 5th. The world will watch. This is some fucking epic music, Penn Center, dude. I love this. Paris Waltz featuring Barack Drone Obama, Big Mike. They all joke that Michelle Obama is technically a dude. Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, Holly Weird. Yes. Yeah, Cardi B. I did like her speech, actually. It was pretty funny. Trump fans. Featuring, yeah, RFK's there. Mr. like smoker's cough, no more fluorine in the water. Vivek, who the fuck is this guy? Elon mean tweets Musk.
Oh God.
Michelle Obama has a great back, just saying. Oh my God. Oh, yeah, wait, this is the like Save the President video game I saw you were playing. I saw you playing this, Penn Center. Wow, dude. Oh my God, that's dope. Yeah, all right. Come on by.
You know what this reminds me of? You know
what reminds you of?
The meme of the dog that is like the house is burning down. He's like drinking coffee.
Oh like, yeah, he's like, this is fine. This is
like,
fine.
That's
yeah.
what the U.S. election feels like to me. It's like
I'm going to a fucking bar tomorrow, dude. I'm getting fucking hammered, dude. Like. The country is going one way or another, and I don't know which one is the best, but 50% of the country is going to be fucking pissed, and I'm down to just, like, party. So
everyone's getting drunk, but for different reasons.
Exactly. But we can all agree on one thing, and it's tequila.
All right.
I'm going to get hammered at my house while playing games. Awesome. Well, I'll come check it out. So, yeah. Come by the stream tomorrow. Our next stream is gonna be it's gonna be Tuesday. Sorry, so that's gonna be 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Come on by, get some help with your math or science, and then we're gonna head over and chill with Penn Center as we watch the world burn. So awesome times ahead. Okay, awesome. Let's see. Okay, let's go raid our friend Science. They just hit 12K on their stream. They're awesome math and science streamers as well. I think probably the biggest people in this like sphere on Twitch. So go say hi to them. They're awesome PhDs that study ants, and can't wait to start fights between my family members. They've already begun, dude. They've already begun. I know. Good night. God bless. Good night and God bless. We will see you tomorrow. Have fun. Peace.
And then we're gonna have Adam Smith go, and with that.
Yeah. Oh my God, no, dude, not that thing again, dude. Yeah. And with that, the end of the whatever election. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Have a good night.
You too, man. I'll see you around.
Yeah.
Peace, Rampton.
Yeah,
Peace.
See you. Bye.
The tribes arrived. I promise that I have prescribed you vibes. The vibes we got are giant.
A double raid, Morgana Freya, and Actual Education. Y'all, welcome the heck on in. How was the streams? Both of y'all, tell us what y'all were doing. Kaihira, hello. The Druid Queen, hello, hello. Jedediah, Nuke Moonstall, welcome on in. Fisherman 001. Mama is a fan, welcome back. Actual Education, Master Cilantro Forker. Y'all, how was the streams? Both of you party people, tell me what y'all were up to. And Druid Queen.
What's up there, Austin? How's it going, bro?
Hey, how's it going, Gio?